What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. It's like a tornado that's coming out here today. I got some great news, man. The Ford Explorer is sold, and I'm not sure I even believe how much it sold for. It literally sold instantly. The same day that it went up for sale, within 2 or 3 hours, it was sold. So I'm going to be running out of cars here soon. I'm trying to decide whether I should buy some more or whether I should just kind of cut back on buying all of these cars for a while and maybe just finish some of the projects that I've got, like the 2011 Chevy 3500 Silverado. It needs a bed, it needs a couple of leaf springs, it needs a few minor things, including the fuel gauge that doesn't work. We need to fix that. That's something that I need to get on. That's probably going to take a little bit of time. And then over here, we have a 2010 BMW 550 xDrive i. This is the Gran Turismo model with the N63 engine. Next to that, we have a 2016 Mercedes-Benz S63 AMG. And over here, well, the car that did so well. I'm honestly shocked about this one, so we'll come back to that. Of course, we have the 1995 Pontiac Bonneville. We still have to get on this one, run a diagnostic, find out what's wrong with it, fix it, and then I think I'm going to sell this one too. I just spent quite a bit of time out here today, probably about an hour and a half. I cleaned all of the wheels. You probably won't notice because I don't have a before and after. I did it off camera, but I cleaned the wheels and tires on this. This one, I cleaned the wheels and tires, put some tire shine on it, made it look really good. The AMG, I actually have a brand new set of tires for it, so I did not bother tire shining anything, but I did clean the wheels and tires, make it a little bit easier and a little bit cleaner for the people that are going to be changing them out to not get their hands all nasty. The BMW, I just did the wheels and tires on this one too. As you can see, I spent a lot of time on these today, guys, and I did it all off camera to make them all look good. But this isn't all. We've got 2 more cars. One of them is in this shop. There it is. My beautiful 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo SS. I can't believe, honestly, how much money and how much time, how much effort I've put into this old 87 Monte Carlo. This old G-body, man, I've got about $18,000 into this car. We haven't put a rear end in it yet. I was looking to upgrade it with a Positrack rear end. I wanted better axles, stronger axles, and of course a stronger drive shaft to finish this build out. It's pretty close. It still needs paint and body. I think it actually is looking pretty good, guys. She's getting there. She's getting there. She's going to be very soon, hopefully, heading over to paint and body to get fresh paint, and hopefully I can get the stripe kit for it to make this thing look top notch. But that's not the only car. I know you're looking for the other one. It's not in here. It's actually in Indiana. That's right. I bought I better not say the name of the company. I don't know. Apparently you can get sued for that or something. I'm not quite sure, but I bought, screw it. I bought a Domino's pizza car. Yes, a certain chicken farmer by the name of Sam Crack did the same thing, and he ended up with all kinds of trouble. He ended up in all kinds of trouble. I'm not quite sure all of the details of what went down with that. I just know that it wasn't really good, and you've never really seen the car again unless he just includes it in a video every now and then, and I haven't seen that car on his channel, well, since I went down there and filmed it. Maybe actually, I think Rich Rebuilds went down there and he filmed a little bit of it too, so I know that it's risky buying one of those pizza cars, but I did it anyway, and I bought it from Virginia or Ohio. I had it shipped to Indiana because obviously Northeast, it's closer, it's easier. Supposedly, there's something wrong with it. Of course, I got it for relatively cheap. It's a Chevy Spark delivery car, and the transporter, the delivery driver, whatever, the transporter dropped my car against my instructions. I gave them, number 1, the correct address, and number 2, I told them they needed to park it in the backyard off of the street because it doesn't have plates and I didn't want it to get towed. I said, park it by the back porch where my cameras are. Great. Well, next thing I know, I've got notifications from my camera at the house, and I'm looking, and it's the front yard, and I see the police behind my Domino's car. They dropped it off at the wrong house next door to me. Of course, my next door neighbor and I up there, we're on great terms. He's a wonderful guy. Unfortunately, he wasn't home. He was gone all day, so he wasn't aware. His family that was home couldn't get out. They didn't know that it was my car. They thought something was very suspicious. Because number 1, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning when they found it. It's a Domino's pizza car with Ohio plates that were expired and just sitting there. It looked very suspicious, and the delivery driver, the transport company, not only dropped it off at their house, they dropped it off in front of their driveway so they could not get in and out. Blocked their entire driveway. Well, I'm looking at the camera, the police are out there, people are walking around, I'm on the camera going, hey, hello, hey. They didn't hear me. So ultimately, I called the police, and the police said, yeah, we're in front of your car. I told them the keys are going to be in the neighbor's mailbox because they got the wrong address. Even though, keep in mind, my uncle's house has the address all over it. The mailbox has the address. On top of the house has the address. Like, it's very clear what the address is. And it's also obvious that parking it in front of somebody's driveway where they can't get in and out when there's cars in their driveway is generally a bad idea. It doesn't make any sense why you would do something like that. I called the transport company. They don't know what they're going to do about it. They're like, I don't know what you want us to do about it. I said, I want you to fix it before my car gets towed. They're like, yeah, we'll call you back. Never got a call back. So it left me in a really bad position. I called the police and I said, hey, the keys are going to be in the mailbox of the neighbor's house. They found the keys. I said, great. Is there any way you guys could just move the car maybe into the backyard and I'll be there in a few days to get it? And they said, yeah, no, we can't do that. They're like, the car's got fictitious plates, is what they told me. They said it's got plates on it that don't belong to it, sitting in the middle of the road, so they're impounding it. So, yeah, I do have another car, and it's a video that was supposed to be really fun, and now I guess it's going to turn into a big drama thing because the problem is I can't title the car in my dealership name because I don't have the car to do so. You have to, in Oklahoma, you have to have a VIN inspection done. I have to have the car down here at the tag agency so that they can inspect the VIN, make sure it matches, and then they will provide me with tags and all that other stuff if I need them. And of course, you guys already know, since it's impounded, you've got to have tags and registration, insurance, you got to have all that stuff to get it out of impound. Well, I don't have any of that. I do have my dealer plates. I hope that'll work. I have the title, but I can't transfer it into my dealership's name because the car is in Indiana and I can't get the VIN inspection done. I do have insurance through my dealership. I have my LLC. I have my state dealer license and all that good stuff. So bill of sale. I've got everything showing that I own the car, but that doesn't mean that Indiana is going to release it. So I may have just spent well over $2,000 on this kind of a novelty car is what it was. I thought it'd be fun. When's the last time you saw a pizza car on YouTube? I thought it'd be fun to buy it and kind of resurrect the whole idea, bring it back and see if we can take this damaged car, fix it in one day, and then Monkey Wrench Mike and I try to make it back to Oklahoma 800 miles. We might make it and very likely won't because of what I found out about the car. I don't think it's going to make it back, but we're going to try. But instead, we get to go up there and try to get it out of prison because it's locked up. So stay tuned. That video is coming very, very soon. Now, let's get back to the Explorer. So here we go. The 1998 Ford Explorer that I got for $550 winning bid, about $1,036 out the door. Turns out all it needed to get it going again was a fuel pump. I paid $176 for a fuel pump and a fuel filter. Santa's Workshop, Delbert, and Monkey Wrench Mike and I all took turns just kind of banging out this car, and you know, within a couple hours we were running and driving it down the highway. Low mileage, 105,000 miles, all-wheel drive, 5.0 V8. So I had several people email me and they said that they wanted this. They wanted to buy it outside of Copart, and that's just a big no-no for me. I can't do that as a dealer unless you've got a dealership or something that's going to do the transaction for you. That's different. If the dealership buys it and then sells it to you, that's different than me selling it directly to you. I can't do that, guys. So not with anything that's in my dealership name anyway. So I can't run this for very long because it's very low on fuel. But there it is. This is the last video. This is the farewell video. I want to make sure that everybody can clearly see that it still runs. It drives. Well, I'm not going to take it on to drive. It literally has very little gas. I want to save that. I think it's being transported anyway. So I might have a little bit of gas in the shop that I can put in this. I also included the Carfax report. I thought that was a good thing to do right here. 2 previous owners, and that's current as of right now. This is current. 4/15 of 2024. There you go. 2 owners, 13 service records, 105,000 miles last reported on the odometer. So I included that in the glove box. So here's the deal. I had a lot of people get a hold of me and they were offering me like $4,000 for this thing. And I was kind of blown away by it. I'm not going to lie. That's tempting. That's really tempting to break the rules. You know what I mean? But it ain't, $4,000 isn't worth my dealer's license. Roxy, what are you doing? What are you doing, big girl? You still got your collar on. That's good to see. We bought Roxy a Seresto collar. That should get her through the summer. She had some ticks and stuff on her and wanted to take care of the poor girl, huh? Yeah, I wanted to take care of the poor girl. You want to go inside? Let's go inside. Here you go. Get you a milk bone. Tell Mama to get you a milk bone. There you go. But anyway, people were offering me $4,000 for this truck, and I thought, that's crazy, man, because I have like $1,200 into this, right? Like $1,200 is what I got into this. $4,000, that's crazy. So I threw it up on Copart, and I thought, man, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask $39.95. And if it sells, great. And if it doesn't, then I'll probably just take the high bid because I had a feeling it was going to do pretty good anyway. Guys, I'm not joking. I listed it on Copart. It took about 12 hours before Copart approved the listing, and it was public, like listed live. It was maybe 3 hours after this thing went live, it was sold. I got a notification on my phone, buy it now, sold. It's gone for $39.95. Now my fees at Copart are like $375. That's it. And by the way, no, the headlights are not stuck on. I had some people saying, I see the headlights are still stuck on. They are not. I turned them on. See? Turn on, they turn off just like they're supposed to. $39.95. So I took something that I had $1,300 in, call it $1,250, I think, is total investment into this thing. And I sold it for $39.95 minus $375. Plus, here's the kicker. The first video of this truck was when I found it at IAA during a walk around. That video has made over $1,000 in revenue. And here's the other kicker. The second video of this had just come out a couple days ago, at least for me. And that video has already made $900 in revenue. So just add that up. I can't do the math in my head, but that's crazy. $1,250 invested, sold it for $39.95, subtract $375 for the Copart fees, and then add $2,000 in revenue. And then, of course, this video's revenue as well. That is crazy. That is crazy. Of all the cars I buy, all the things that I end up going out and spending money on, and it turns out being something as simple as a '98 Ford Explorer that gets everybody's attention, that actually turns around and makes a profit. Or here's another great one. My 1987 or 88 blue Chevy Cavalier Z24. That car got hundreds of thousands of views. It made thousands, like $4,000 in revenue on the first and second video, I think. Crazy money for that car. And I still sold it at a premium. I think I still got like $4,000 or $5,000 out of that when it sold. Absolute insanity that so many of you seem to enjoy these classic old 80s and 90s American cars as much as I do. Now, unfortunately, the Bonneville didn't do so well on video. I was really hoping it's a 95. It's an oddball year. But how many Bonnevilles do you see running around anymore? This one's a little rough. You know, it's got some hail damage. It's got dings, and right now it's got bird crap all over. But I mean, overall, it's a really decent car. It just needs a little bit of love and a little bit of TLC, and this thing will be phenomenal and a hell of a cleaning. Clean this thing up. This will be a really decent car. Now, obviously, this isn't going to bring a whole lot of money, and that's kind of sad. And unfortunately, too, it doesn't bring the views. Nobody's really interested in this one. But the Ford Explorer did great, and I can't complain because for once in my life, something that I got at a decent price actually sold for good money. And I want to give a big shout out to two people, Monkey Wrench Mike and my fiance, because I was about to go through and just spend tons of money on this thing, and I was going to keep it forever. You see all those air quotes? That's because you guys know me better than that. I was going to keep it forever. I was going to go through everything. I was going to do everything in the world to this and keep it for the rest of my life. Well, Monkey Wrench Mike said, "Oh, take the money and run." That's what he said. He said, "Get your money, man." He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "It runs great. It drives down the road fine. Yeah, it's going to need a little bit of TLC, a little bit of maintenance from sitting for 6 years. But take the money, sell it, and walk away and move on to another car." And I hesitantly, I did just that. My fiance agreed. She said, I think you should sell it. She said, you're always pouring everything into these vehicles, and then when it's time to sell them, you end up losing all of your money. She said, why don't you sell this one, and I guarantee you're going to make a profit on it. Well, little did I know, her and him were both exceptionally right. This thing did really well. Now, unfortunately, I don't know who the new owner is. It could be somebody from YouTube. I'm assuming it's probably somebody from YouTube. Somebody that watches my videos, I think, bought this. So if you got it, do me a favor, leave a comment below or send me an email to autoauctionrebuilds@gmail.com. I would love to stay in contact with you. I'd love to hear about the transportation process when it's delivered. I would love to hear that you love it. I would love to hear that it's exactly as I showed on video. It's exactly as I said it was. It's a great old truck. Needs a little bit of maintenance, but I mean, it's something that you can get in and actually drive. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because I got more videos coming. Like I said, we got an S-Class. You may notice it's still sitting in the same spot it was sitting in the last video. Yeah, like I said, stay tuned. Stay tuned. I got a lot coming. I've spent a lot of money. I may not have a lot of cars, but I have spent a lot of money, and it's crazy to me that right now I have 1, 2, 3, that's sold. You may notice the red truck is also gone. It got picked up today. So it's out of here. The Explorer is out of here. So I got 4 cars sitting here, and I've got 1 in the garage. That is 5. I mean, I know that's not one of the dealer cars. That's my personal truck, so I don't count that. I'm literally down to 5 cars. It wasn't that long ago. In this yard, we had 15 cars. We had them piled up across the front of the house, the driveway, and I even had them parked way over there. We had 15 cars, and I'm down to 5 of them at this location, and hopefully I can get my other car back in Indiana, and that will make a total of 6. A total of 6 cars. We're really lacking on cars right now, guys. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment. Tell me if you think I should be buying more expensive cars like these, or do you think I should be buying more of the old school clunker cars like the Explorer, like the Bonneville, like a Monte Carlo, some of the stuff from the 80s and the 90s? I'm really interested in hearing what you guys want, because honestly, I don't know. Sometimes I'll do an expensive Mercedes and the videos go crazy. Sometimes I'll do another expensive type of car, like a BMW, and nobody watches the video. And then sometimes I'll buy a Ford Explorer and the views are great. Sometimes I'll buy a Bonneville and nobody watches. Honestly, it's really hard to gauge what it is everybody actually wants to see on the channel. That's why I mix it up. That's why I've got some of the weirdest cars. When people come out here, they're like, man, I stopped by just to see the weird stuff you've got. Like this thing right here, very bizarre looking, right? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can be honest with myself here. That's a strange looking truck. I love it. I love it. I'm not a big fan of purple, but but I love the truck. The truck is amazing. And sitting next to this ginormous truck, you've got like European cars, right? And this one right here, you're talking about an S63. That's a big boy Mercedes right there. That's a big one. And then sitting next to it, you got, what? A 98 Explorer and a 95 Bonneville. You never know what is going to be sitting in front of my house. With that, I'm gonna get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, I know you haven't seen the Mercedes, and I know you haven't seen the BMW yet. Those videos are coming very, very soon, so stay tuned. In fact, I do believe they're coming out this weekend. Saturday should be the S63 AMG, and Sunday should be the BMW 550i X-Drive GT, Gran Turismo. That's a mouthful, but that's what they call it. So stay tuned. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy those videos. I'm gonna get out of here. Stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.